anybody just arrived for this class that wasn't in the last one? Okay, quite a few. Okay. So in the last one, we were working on our soul purpose. And so as we go in to do past life regressions, we might be finding some of the things that were blocking us. So those people that just did that class, as we do our past life regressions, we might think about some of the things that's blocking us from our career or our soul purpose. But as we do past life regressions, we're going to look at anything in our past life that is maybe bothering us, little bits from our past life that bother us in this life, and see if we can heal and dissolve that. And the good things from our past life we want to bring through and work on. And it's just interesting to know, what you did in a past life. And you'll see when you start doing this, you'll say, wow, that's really interesting because that makes sense, right? So when you look at your past life, you make sense of things, but you also see maybe why you have some difficulties with things, but you can also maybe help you to release and heal some things. Because some of the things that we have that are issues in our life, health issues or emotional issues, relationship problems, some of them could have started in a past life. So if we can go right back to where it started, we can heal that. So do all of you believe in past lives? Yeah. When I first started this work, I wasn't really sure, but the more I've done this, the more and more I believe that we do stay as an individual soul and that we go from life to lifetime. At one point I thought maybe we kind of merged in some consciousness. We got bits of everybody, like a drop in the ocean. But I don't believe so. I believe that we stay as one soul and that we go through different incarnations. And that we travel in soul families, so that we stay around the ones that our loved ones, the ones we have these great relationships, but also the ones with the not so great relationships. They're all part of our soul family, and that we'll incarnate with these people, and then we'll often wait till everybody's kind of over the other side until we start coming back again. So sometimes you can reincarnate quickly, and sometimes we might wait a few years before you come back, and that might be dependent on what other soul families are around. So I believe we travel in groups of soul families, and that we'll reincarnate. We could come right back in a couple of years, or we could take 50, 60 years to come back, but that most of us have had many, many lifetimes. Most of us are not first-timers here by any stretch of the imagination, especially if you're here at this conference. I think you're probably quite spiritually enlightened. So we go through these different lives, experiencing things so that we can get closer and closer to our true self, our divine purpose, our divine self, that we want to experience everything. So we want to experience good things and bad things. We want to be rounded. We want to experience life. We are a little God spark. We are a little piece of God. And that we are on this planet, we incarnate to have physical experiences. That we're here right now on this planet. It's quite a difficult experience sometimes. Some of the things we set up for us can be quite challenging. That we can evolve on the other side as a soul, but we accelerate our growth. If we're here having an incarnation, we accelerate much faster. So congratulations, because you've all chosen to be here on this planet at this time with a very special purpose. So let's look into some of our past lives and find out what we might have in the past that might be blocking us or hurting us. We might have some residual, because sometimes when we have a difficult situation in a past life, we bring it forward with us. We had a hard time letting go of it, so we bring it forward. It was maybe some challenge that we were working on and we didn't quite finish off, and so we bring that over with us. And every relationship that we have, we're setting up bits of karma with each other. So we pick our family, we pick our friends, yes, we pick our parents, we pick our relationships. And every relationship we have, we are having an energy exchange. We're also connecting through cords. We actually can connect with beautiful white silver cords, and then perhaps some grey, not so nice cords. And these cords extend back into past lives. So we have cords with our family, with our friends, with our loved ones, and with that boss at work we don't like. We have cords, and we have some of these cords go back into past life with relationships. And we also have energy blockages or energies that we bring over with us, certain fears, phobias, and issues that we might have that we could bring over from a past life, as well as good things, good talents that we develop in a past life that we bring through. Certain desires and personality traits we have, they stay with us from lifetime to lifetime. So you're up there in heaven, and you've decided to have another physical incarnation, and you look down and you choose what are going to be some of the things you're going to be working on, what is going to be your soul purpose, and you're also thinking about what pieces of karma you didn't resolve, what things you didn't finish, and how you're then going to go on and finish that. And you set up some kind of major events in your life. Now, you can get through these events quickly. If it's something difficult, it could be a quick challenge that you resolve, you get through, and you're done with it. Or it could take you a while. You could struggle with it for a while. But we're not meant to be just having a life struggling. We're meant to meet these challenges, get out what we're supposed to learn from them, experience them, move on. So even if we're supposed to experience something not so nice, the trick is let's experience it quickly, figure out what it was, learn that, absorb it, and then move on so we can move on to more nice things. Don't keep having the experience over and over and over and over until you feel like that's your sole purpose, is just to be dealing with that. So if you've got a little bit of financial stress, we want to work through that, figure out why we've got that, what we learned from that, and then move on and say we don't need that anymore. Now we'd like to have some abundance, because we're getting closer and closer to living in our soul purpose and doing that with abundance. We're supposed to be here physically healthy. We're supposed to have great relationships. We're supposed to be emotionally, physically, and spiritually perfect. Are we? Are you all perfect? Yeah? No? We all got some stuff? Yeah, you'd be an angel if you didn't have stuff around you. So we all have our stuff around us. It's actually in our energy bodies. We can feel it in our energy. So our physical body is physical, but we know that it's not really. It's really all space. It's 99.99999% space. It's just vibrating energy. This feels physical, but we know it's vibrating energy. Around us, we also is part of our body, but we just can't see it because it's got a different higher vibration. So our body around us is also part of our body, but we can't see it. And this is where our emotions and our spiritual energy is. Most of our karmic energy is on the outer edges of our body. And we can actually, people who do spiritual healing can actually feel and sense that and dissolve karma and things like that. Okay, so you're looking down on your life and you're looking at the different things you haven't quite resolved, and you're talking about, well, that relationship, I had some difficulty there. I need to work on that a little bit more. I had this phobia. I need to work through that. And we decide what we're going to set up for our life, and then we're incarnated. We're a little baby, and this veil comes over us, and we've completely forgotten that we've ever had a life. And as we grow up, we have no idea that we've set these things up for us, and that we have no idea that we have this karma or things that we're finishing off or anything. So then we start going through life. Now, wouldn't it be easier to know that we have helpers around us? We have a spirit guide around us, and we have other spirit helpers, and we are connected with divine source, God, whatever you believe. We are connected to this spirit world, and we do have these helpers, and they're there to help and guide us. A lot of the times we don't think, we just kind of feel like, oh, well, I'm on my own. I'm doing my own thing. I'm completely on my own. I'm working through my own challenges, and I'm, working on through this difficulty that I'm having. I'm all alone. But we're not alone. We have spiritual help. And we could ask, and they will help us. And the way they'll help us is they'll actually open doors and start giving us directions and showing us things. But most of the time we don't ask. So we go through life with blinders on, trying to make it work, when we could just simply say, hey, can we have some help? So we often pray for other people and say, can you send them some help? But we forget to ask for ourselves. So one great thing is that we have this invisible world around us, and that we can ask for help. We can ask to help guide us, but also to release things and help us with our challenges, release negative energy from our past lives and things like that. We can ask our spirit guides. Do any of you feel like you know your spirit guide? You talked to them already? No? Are you guys all alone? No, you all have a spirit guide, yeah. How many of you actually know your spirit guide or feel like you've connected with him, talked with them? Yeah, wonderful. Just now, today, in this last session, we started to connect with our guides. Yeah, so we're going to be helping them. We're going to ask them again today to help us with our past lives. Okay, so any of you have any fears of anything that you're not really sure why? Fears, phobias, yeah. Scared of water, deep water. And has anything happened to you when you were younger that would make you afraid of water? Yeah, you kind of have a memory of something, but you're not really sure why. And you actually have a memory of a past life drowning, so you do. So we're going to work on that. Sometimes we have things and we have no idea why we have them, and it's totally past life related. Sometimes we could have it in an early life as well. What do you? Fear of flying, okay. And anything happened to you when you were younger that you know of? No? No? So past life. Yeah? Public speaking, okay. Right now, but you also had challenges in earlier with your parents too that made it difficult to speak out. It's been an ongoing thing, so it showed up in past lives for sure, and it's carried over into your early life. So just because it was in a past life doesn't mean to say it's not showing up in this life. It will often show up when you're younger. What are some of your challenges when you were younger? Yeah, do you have a fear or phobia? Feel that somebody's going to send you negative energy. That's kind of a strange fear. Like, why? What would make you feel that way? Nothing happened to you, right? Yeah. Yeah, in the past life it did. Yeah, they put X's on you in a past life, and really. You feel like somebody's going to put a curse on you, an X on you, yeah? Yeah? Fear of stepping into your mission. Okay, what is your mission? Do you know? She's even kind of shy to talk about it, because when she talks about it, she feels that she's going to get persecuted. Healing, right? Yeah. Again, persecuted for healing.
It's not exactly a fear, but I have an identical twin sister, and I've always wondered, like, it seems like I'm more of the sort of darker, suffering person, and she's more of, like, things just go her way.
Yeah. There's karma with your sister, so that's a relationship karma. Who else has a relationship karma or knows it very definitely? Somebody over here, they have a parent, they treat one child one way and the other completely different. That's you, sit next to, okay, yeah. Don't like violence, yeah. Don't like to be in wars because you've been in wars and didn't like that. Yeah. Oh, so she actually remembers she's been brutally killed by her husband in past lives. Now, did somebody tell you that, or you haven't dreams about it?
But no, I know exactly. One was in the shower. I've carried these fears since I was a little girl, even walking the street by myself, always looking behind my back. I lost my soulmate in a car accident 19 years ago, and I have not been in a relationship since.
Okay, so she's got difficulty with relationships. She has this memory, this vague memory of being killed by her husband in a past life. And sometimes we do have kind of a vague memory. We just have kind of that fear. We think maybe something happened, but we can't remember. We don't really know why. It's just that feeling, that kind of thing in the back of our mind. What do you have? Fear of darkness, yeah. Especially being locked up somewhere, like you're in some kind of a cavern, a dark cavern. She's getting chills right now, yeah?
Fear of being misunderstood or judged. It's kind of one of those fears. It's not like it's a phobia or like really...
Yeah, it's just that little feeling. Yes, fear of being misjudged, fear of people. So in the past life, you've definitely had, I see like a row of people looking at you like a trial and being misjudged, very unfair. Yeah? Fear of stepping into soul purpose. A lot of people, we wanted to do something, we know what we want, we know what we enjoy, we know where our soul purpose is, but then there's that little fear. And what is it? And that might be something that's holding you back. And that's often why people are not receiving the abundance, their career's not going exactly as they want it. They're not feeling their soul purpose because there's some little thing holding them back. Yeah?
I worry about fire, lighting candles, jumping out of bed to go and see if I blew out a candle. But at the same time, as a child, I loved fire. In England, we have bonfire night in November where you light a bonfire and you have fireworks, and I love fireworks. But
She loves fireworks, but she's always worried about something getting set on fire. So you have the memory of both from a past life, of enjoying fire, being involved with it. It actually was with fireworks, but always worried that something's going to happen because in a past life something did happen, so you're worried about it happening again. Yeah? Fear of greatness, fear of success. Yeah, because what? Yeah, because something happened to you when you were successful before, right? And so you want to get out in the limelight, but if you do, you're going to be in trouble. Right? So, and your sole purpose is to get out in the limelight. So we need to figure that out and get rid of that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little past life regression. And we're actually going to go back into our past lives. So I want you to concentrate on one particular question that you have in your life, because we can do this many times, and we might come up with more than one thing in this past life regression. But hold in your mind either a strange phobia, or if it's something holding you back in your career, or maybe a certain relationship. Hold in your mind that little question of, why am I not quite getting there on my soul purpose? Or why am I having this difficult relationship with this person? Or why am I afraid of something? Start with one thing that we're going to ask. We're going to ask our guides to take us back completely protected. We're going to go back in our past life and see if we can discover where that thing came from and why we're having that. So hold a particular question and let's see if we can get that answered. And that may come along with several other answers, several other things that are revealed. But if we just hold that one thing, hopefully we can go to that place and get an answer. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little hypnosis, a little light hypnosis, but we're going to be completely protected and we're going to go back into one of our past lives and experience that. So close your eyes, sitting on the chair, nice and relaxed. Uncross your arms and your legs so we can make sure the energy flows nice and smooth. Just put your hands on your lap, nice and gently, and your feet firmly on the floor. We always do this kind of work with protection. So envision a beautiful white light all around you. White light from divine source, angels, whatever you believe, that you are completely protected. We're only working with spirits and guides. We're only going in the highest of goodness. So we're only going to places where we're completely protected. No harm is going to come to us while we're doing this. Close your eyes and relax and take a deep breath. Breathe all the way in, and as you breathe out, you feel completely relaxed. You feel actually very heavy in the chair. Feel your feet on the ground, feel your butt on the chair, feel your body completely relaxed in the chair. We breathe in that beautiful white light of protection, and as we release out these issues that we have, our body gets heavier and heavier, more and more relaxed. We're going to ask our spirit guide to be with us, to protect us and hold our hand just there, just to know that we're completely protected. And we're going to ask that we go back deep into our subconscious, deep into one of our past lives. And we're going to count down, and as we go down, we're going to go deeper and deeper into your subconscious. Nice and relaxed, sitting on the chair, feeling your feet planted firmly on the ground and your body very heavy. And feel this white light as it comes down over your head and your shoulders. Very warm and protecting and soothing, but as it comes down, you become heavier and heavier. As it comes down your chest and down your body, down your hips and your thighs, completely relaxed and very, very heavy. So heavy you could barely move. And that light comes down your legs, your knees, and all the way down to the ground. You're very, very physically heavy, relaxed in the chair. Envision that you're standing at the top of a flight of stairs. And be as visual as you can. Imagine them as strongly as you can. Look at those stairs. Look at what the steps have them. Do they have carpet or wood? Is there a handrail? And we're going to go down these steps. We're going to envision that we're going deeper and deeper down these steps. And as we walk down these steps, we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into our subconscious. We're going to walk down as I count down, one step at a time, deeper into your subconscious. Standing at the top of the stairs, looking down, we're going to walk down. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, deeper and deeper into your subconscious. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. We're looking down the steps, going deeper and deeper into your subconscious, more and more relaxed. Looking down at the door at the bottom of the steps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're standing in front of the door, deep inside your subconscious. And behind that door is you in another life a long time ago. And we're asking that we go to a lifetime where we can receive some answers. When you're ready, imagine opening that door and stepping outside. You're surrounded by a white misty light. And that light starts to dissipate, and you find yourself in another time, in another place. Look down at your feet. You see the white light starts to dissipate. Look down at your feet, and then start to look up at your body. Look at what you're wearing. Get a sense of the time and the place. Look at what you're wearing and see if you can get a sense of where you are and when this is. You're deep inside your subconscious at another time and place in a past life. Now look around. Are you outside? Are you inside somewhere? What are you doing? And is anybody around? And most of all, you want to tune into what do you feel like right now? Is this a happy time and place? Are you waiting for something? Where are you and what is happening right now? Are there people around you? And if they are, do you recognize any of these people in this life? What is going on right now? And for some of you, you're waiting for something to happen. Something's not quite happened yet. So what I want you to do is I want you to go forward a little bit, saying in that same lifetime. We're going to go forward or backwards just a little bit till something important in that lifetime happens. I'm going to count you, and you're just going to adjust the time a little bit just to go to a place where something important's happening. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look down at your feet. Now look around. Where are you now? Who is with you? What are you doing? What's going on right now? Go ahead, allow those actions to play out. See what's going on. And look if there's people around you. Who are those people? Are there people in your life right now? What is going on? And more than anything, feel it. Really allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to experience it. See what you are doing right at that moment. Envision what is going on right there in that past life. This is of something important. And we're going to try to answer that question for you. You may not exactly know what relevance it is right now, but just try to experience what is going on. And if there's feelings of pain or grief or hurt or something happening in a negative way, we're going to just look at that. We're not going to get too emotionally involved. We're just going to watch it and experience it and see what is happening. We want to take from that the experience and the knowledge, but we want to leave any pain and hurt in that past life. We're going to ask our guides if they can give us any advice as to what we're seeing and why we're seeing it, and how we can help release any negativity. So we're going to ask our guides right now, that's anything in this past life that is hurtful, painful, anything that we've carried over that is negative, can we now release those cords and ties, that negative energy? Any difficulties with people there in that past life, let's ask if we can remove any negative cords, remove any negativity from that past life. And only bring forth the beautiful gifts from that life. We're going to now leave that life, and we're going to come back completely protected. So see yourself walking away. See yourself separating. See your soul separating and leaving that past life and walking back towards that door, knowing that you're taking with you only the talents and gifts, and you're leaving behind any pain, any negative energy. Anything in that past life will stay in that past life. Anything that was not resolved, we ask to now be healed. We do this with Divine Source and with our guides and angels. We walk back to the door, and we're going to envision coming back up those steps. Shut the door and come back up the steps. And as you come back up the steps, you're coming more and more physical into this world, leaving any grief and pain and bringing back only the positive attributes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Open your eyes, come back into this room, wake up, feel your butt on the chair and your feet on the ground. Take a deep breath and shake it off. How did you do with that? Who would like to come up and share? Would you like to come up and share? Sweetie, you want to come up? Okay, so what were you asking about? What did you want to work on? What did you ask to resolve?
I wanted to find out why I'm afraid of water, especially at night. Yeah.
Okay, so when you stepped out there, you immediately found yourself somewhere, right? Where did you find yourself?
I was standing, I think, in a dock by myself at night.
You were a young man, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And what were you doing there? It's okay, because we're going to leave all that pain in the past. So just try your best to recount it, and then we're going to leave it all, okay?
It wasn't very pleasant.
Do you remember the other young men that were around you? I feel like you were being bullied into something. Do you remember who they were?
I just remember feeling really alone. And I remember just not feeling good, and it felt really bad, and I think I wanted to jump.
Okay, so you think you did it to yourself?
I think so.
Okay, but there's some other men around you. I feel like you were a young man and that you were being bullied into this, and I'm feeling like London in the turn of this century, turn of the early 1900s. What did you get?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. So now this has bothered you because this has come over, this feeling, and so you've had a feeling sometimes. What do you feel about suicide? Have you ever had those dark moments where you've really felt about this is not worth living before?
Sorry.
It's okay, it's all right. Because what I'm getting is that this time in this past life, you felt like you were not wanted, and there's some other big boys. They're either brothers or there's some bad, guys that you got involved with. And I'm feeling this feeling of you're not worthy enough, you're not wanted, and it's your father's there, and there's some other men, brothers or people from school, and I'm feeling you're not wanted. So in this lifetime, have you had a hard time with your father, or do you have a brother that you have a hard time with?
I don't have a hard time with my father. I think we don't really connect. I don't know, because he's sick, so we're two different people. And I have two brothers. I'm a lot closer with one of them, and there's another one that I'd like to be a lot closer with, but he doesn't feel that way.
Okay. Do you ever feel like you don't fit in, you're not wanted in the family, and that you'd be better off if you weren't around?
Yeah, when I was smaller. Well, not so much now. I guess there's like an age difference because I'm the youngest, so I don't really, I don't really connect with my siblings as much because they're all a lot older. So.
Okay, all right, but I'm definitely getting this feeling that it's brought over feelings that you don't belong. You have issues with your family that maybe you're not good enough or not wanted. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to heal that and just completely get rid of any feelings from past life and any feelings about drowning or feelings like you're not worthy. Okay. And we're going to work on anybody else also in the room. We're going to ask the spirits to connect with you. So that might not be your particular issue, but we'll ask if they will remove any thoughts of not being worthy, not being loved, any thoughts especially of taking your own life, or any feelings, really depression, or anything else you want to work with. So close your eyes. And we're going to ask this beautiful, benevolent spirit world to take anything from your past life that's caused you to not feel worthy, to let you know that you're a very important being, that you're here on this planet with a very important soul purpose. That we're now going to release any feelings from a past life that we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we don't fit in. Because we're absolutely worthy. You have a tremendous purpose in life. You are here as the front runner. You have a great divine purpose in life. You are very much loved. Your soul family is around you and proud of you. And we want to leave any thoughts of any abandonment, any loss in a past life. Do you want to do that? Do you want to release any negative thoughts? Give me a big yes.
Yes.
We ask these beautiful spirits to connect and remove any negative thoughts from around you. Take a deep breath. Okay, and I want a hug because this is a big hug from spirit. And that was, I think, more major than you realized releasing that. Okay? Thank you. All right, who else would like to share something? Yeah, come on. She went, she wants to, but she's afraid. Okay, so what did you experience just now?
When we went down the stairs, I opened up the door sooner than you mentioned it, and I was in a prison alone. It was a cold cave. I was barefoot, wearing like a checker. I was a female, wearing a checkered, like, I guess, 19th century, early 19th century outfit. And it was just cold, and I was by myself behind the bars. And then when we regressed further, I was this, I guess, wealthy lady dressed in a beautiful surrounding white outfit, and there was a scalpel, and I was some kind of a doctor, and I had cut up and killed someone.
So you mistakenly, you tried to heal somebody and you hurt somebody. And do you want to be a healer in this life? Okay, and you're having problems every time you get to be there to open your business and do that, it falls through?
Yeah, because I'm so afraid of making mistakes.
Okay, so you made a mistake in a past life and now it's come over and it's bothering you now, and particularly in the healing, and you know you are a wonderful healer. And that was just a mistake and it's in the past, and we're going to leave that in the past, okay? So you want to get rid of that, and we want to bring forward, because you've got all that training for years as a natural healer, not just as a natural doctor, but as a natural healer for many, many lifetimes. So let's get rid of that one little thing that you did, okay? All right, so if you want to work on this, we're going to ask the spirit world to remove any feeling that you did anything wrong in a past life, any feeling of guilt that might have come over. So if you want to join in, just think about anything. If you're not sure what it is, just we'll talk to our spirit guides and we'll say, we'd like to release any feelings that we did anything wrong, that we made mistakes, any feelings of guilt, any feelings of wrongdoing. We know that that was just something that we had in a past life, that we've now experienced that. We don't need to bring over any guilt. We don't need to bring over any feelings that we're doing anything wrong. We don't need to bring over any fears. We're going to completely leave that in a past life. Do you want to remove any negative energy from a past life that is holding you back from living your career? Give me a big yes.
Yes.
Take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Okay, wonderful. Give me a hug. All right, who else would like to come up as an example for everybody? Come on. Okay, so what was your question going in? What did you want to get an answer about?
What is in the way of fully being empowered in my soul purpose?
Okay, and is there something in particular that you have a career and you keep getting blocked? What is it that's happening?
Well, I work with energy healing and body work and guidance and coaching, and it's this thing of like really fully allowing myself to put that out there and fearing the judgments of family and people from my past who may judge me for being in this more open, energetic, sensitive space.
Do you get tummy problems too? You've got a lot going over around here in your relationship area. So I don't know if that was something that came up.
Yeah, well, in the vision, it was like actually the staircase was a spiral staircase, like in a turret of a castle, and going down, and when opening, it was like I was in this kind of stone-floored, big old kitchen, and I was in France, and it was like I was a maid or kind of a maid, I think, and had like one of those puffy like white hat things on and like a apron and such, and it was just this presence of like this kind of dominating masculine energy that were kind of like keeping me in this more suppressive kind of disempowered space. And then when you took us on the journey further, then I was on a horse. The hat was off. I had this long ringleted blondie hair that it was like riding off and being so free on this horse. And then it was like all of a sudden it was like I was like attacked on my horse in a sense. And I was like, what was it that led to me being off my horse and blood drawn? And I was like, was it a arrow or something? I was like, it kind of seemed like all of us stoned off my horse or something. And so yeah, kind of wondering what else you might.
Well, when you were visioning the maid that you were going through, there was this definitely feeling of women are inferior. You definitely had that feeling that you were kind of controlled by men. So I had the feeling with relationships too, that you're having a hard time because you tend to get in relationships where they're telling you what to do. They're telling you how to act. Was your father a little bit like that? Telling you what kind of career you should have and how you should live your life and what you should do, and your relationships. Do you tend to pick men that are a little bit strong?
Strong men, yes, but didn't really feel I was like told what to do. I wasn't, you know, it was kind of like my father was not so connected emotionally and was not guiding in a sense, in a way. But strong men, yes, and definitely last couple of winters ago had a deep transformative experience of really recognizing in relationships being disempowered and giving away my energy to men. And so just really transforming alchemy into empowered woman and really being more conscious in my...
And I think you've done a great job of that. So there's just that little bit that was left of a little bit like you've got to stand up as a woman in a man's world and stand in your power and know that you're strong. And there was also the feeling of being the knight and getting stoned off your horse. So you're a little afraid of like, well, if I really go out there and really put myself out there, then I could get in trouble. So your business, you kind of get so far, but you don't want to get it big and public because you're a little afraid that you might get stoned off your horse. And out there, and you're a little bit afraid of getting bigger or afraid of going out in public, afraid of getting on your horse. So let's close your eyes.
Being judged for the esoteric side.
Yes, being judged. So, you know, it was with men judging women in past life, but this life it's more being judged as a healer and what that means. Okay, so we're going to ask to connect him with the beautiful, benevolent spirit world. And we're going to ask them to go back to any way we feel like we're being judged and not accepted. Anything from a past life that's making us feel judged and not accepted today, let's remove that. And anything that's stopping our business not from flourishing, we're going to remove any blocks and ties so that we can move forward, we can get on our horse and we can ride out there and be much more public and accepted. Do you want to get rid of any negative energy? Give me a big yes.
Yes.
Take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Okay, a little bit on the relationship stuff too. Okay, thank you. Okay, give me a hug. Yes. Want to come up? Mm-hmm. What was your thing that you wanted an answer on?
Just the question about my sister, and I'm the identical twin.
Okay, all right.
So sometimes I compare with what other people are saying because it wasn't so clear for me. But when you said, look at your feet, I saw those, you know, kind of like the sultan's kind of shoes that go up at the toes. And when I looked around, it felt like I was like in, you know, like some Byzantine kind of a place. And then when you said, go back, I didn't see a lot, but it felt like I was, like I had been taken. You know, when they took, like, I'm Ukrainian, so like the women in Ukraine were taken to the Sultan's palace kind of thing. So it felt like people were coming, raiding this village, and I was running, but I was the one that was taken. Like that. Like, but I can't say it. I saw all kinds of images. It just felt that way.
And then your sister.
I don't think she was taken.
Okay, so she was not taken, you were...
I don't think she was. It wasn't like both of us were there.
Okay, but she was your sister also in a past life. Do you remember having her?
I didn't think a lot about her at that moment.
Okay. All right, but you were asking particularly about your twin sister and what it was. And so that's the energy of why were we treated differently? We were sisters, we were separated, and I ended up having a completely different life, and yet she got to stay home with mum and dad. Did mum and dad treat her differently in this life too?
No, I wouldn't say. I think it's almost like she's. No, they treat us the same, but she's almost. I had scoliosis as a child, so it was more like I was like the one that had to be taken care of, like that.
Yeah. You see, so the circumstances changed in your life so that your parents had to pay more attention to you just because you needed more attention and not to her, because in the last life you were gone. So they've almost kind of had to make up for it in this life. Okay? And there's also some feeling with your sister that, like, why was she the lucky one? So I don't know in this life if you get the feeling of something when she does something, if there's a little bit of like, well, why did she get that?
Definitely, I just feel like the choices she makes work out.
Yeah. So why does she just get
And I
lucky?
feel bad because I love her like crazy. So I feel bad that I'm looking at what she's doing.
Exactly, right? Because in the past life, you can see why you would feel like, why I have such a different life to her? Why was I the one that got chosen for that? And then you look at it in this life and everything she does or gets, you're all constantly got that feeling. And then you say to yourself, well, why do I have that feeling? I shouldn't have that feeling. And then you feel guilty, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's remove, what we're going to do is we're going to ask to remove any negativity between your relationship with your sister. So I'm going to actually cut some cords. So we connect with cords with people that we have relationships with. We have loving cords with people, white, beautiful, white, golden cords with our loved ones. But then we also might have these grey cords, or we might have blocks around the cords, right? So we can only cut away negative cords. We can leave positive ones. We never touch the positive ones, they just don't, but we can try to get rid of the negative ones. So what we're going to do is work on particularly relationships with people. So I want you to think about anybody you might have a difficult relationship right now with, and we're going to cut any relationship cords that are negative, only the bad part of your relationship. So pick one particular person. Could be a love relationship, could be a parent, anybody that you want to work on. Yeah.
Question. And it like in this particular case, I have an incredible relationship with her, but this is like my bad part of it.
Exactly. So you have got beautiful cords between you. We just get rid of all that stuff from a past life that makes you feel a little bit guilty, and now you know why, and we're just going to get rid of that so that you won't have that feelings anymore. Okay. So if you'd like to work on that, think about somebody. Close your eyes and think about that person. And if it's somebody you have a difficult relationship with, think about them and the difficulty. And then send them love and light. We're going to do healing on them too. You might not like that, but we need to heal both sides. So think about that person, that relationship. We're going to remove anything negative from that relationship, but leave the positive. So we're going to ask to connect in with the beautiful, benevolent spirit world. And we're going to ask the spirits to look at that relationship and to take away any negative feelings between you. Go all the way back to your past life, to any negativity that was formed with you and this person in a past life. And we're going to ask the spirits to remove any negativity between you and this person and to cut away any negative cords that you have. And we're also going to look at that person and cut the cords away from that person too, because we want them healed as well. We don't want them cutting back. We have to heal both sides, even though you might not want to heal them. We're going to cut those cords and get rid of anything from both sides so that you're both completely healed. And so be it. Thank you. Okay. All right, give me a hug.
Thank you.
Hi. So what was your question? What were you thinking about when you did this?
Yeah, why I feel so undeserving of greatness and why I keep engaging in such self-sabotaging behaviors so that I don't feel great. I just have to keep bringing myself down through these different behaviors.
Are you wanting to be out in the public eye, wanting to be very creative? What do you want to do?
So I want to be a film actress.
Okay, all right. So that's very difficult if you want to be a film actress and then you got a feeling like you're not deserving and maybe...
Paradox. It's the biggest paradox of my life right now. I'm doing everything I can to diminish myself, and all I want more than anything for my soul is to be great and showcase my talents.
Okay, so what did you get when you did the past life?
I went to the Middle Ages, and I dream about this a lot, about Joan of Arc specifically, so it didn't surprise me that I arrived there, and I was in an alleyway wearing a cloak, so I was hiding myself, trying not to get caught about something, and then when I fast-forwarded, or reversed, I don't know which direction it was, but then I ended up in a square and saw Joan of Arc being burnt at the stake and just feeling so guilty, as if I was like a sister to her, her best friend. and that there was nothing I could do.
Yes, and you feel like you actually could have done something. You felt like if you'd have actually gone out and publicly told people and expressed it, that you might have made a difference, but you were too afraid and you kind of wouldn't show anything. So now you've got a feeling like, I should have in a past life. That's when I should have stood up and said something. That's when I should have gone out to people and said something. But because I didn't, because I chose to hide then now you're feeling like, well, I shouldn't be going out now publicly. I should have done it then. Do you get what I mean? Okay, so there's that feeling of, well, I don't deserve to go out now. I should have done it then. So there's a lot of regret of not coming out and talking to people back then, right?
Yes, and knowing that maybe I caused someone else so much harm because of holding back.
Yes, because you held back, right? And so you should have gone out in the public, so now you feel not deserving. Okay, so let's take that feeling away, because that's just a feeling from a past life. We don't need that. You've got all that talent underneath. You're supposed to be here to be out there in the public eye, because that's part of that is your sole purpose. And so that this feeling is just holding you back. So let's get rid of that, okay? Right, so we'll work on her. We're going to work on any feeling of guilt where you should have done something in a past life and maybe you didn't. You could have taken action. You sat and watched something. You saw something. Maybe you could have done something. Any regrets from a past life? So close your eyes. We'll ask the beautiful, benevolent spirit world to come in, to go back to your past life and to look at that situation and to let you know that that was just what was supposed to happen at that time. That was for your soul growth, and that you're not supposed to bring any feelings of guilt or regret. That what was happening in the last life needs to be left in that past life. We don't need to bring anything over to this next life. So we're going to leave all this unfinished business in a past life. Any regrets or any guilt we no longer need to bring over. We're going to leave any problems in the past life, and we're going to come forward into this life with our talents and our expressions to be able to go out there in the public eye without any fears or regrets. Do you want to do that? Give me a yes.
Yes.
Deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you go. All right, give me a hug. And there's one more that wanted to get up over here. Okay, what I want to do is I want to take us all with spirit through a little past life to remove any negativity from past life, but also bring us back in a rebirthing process into this life. So I want to go through our past lives, removing and taking away any negativity that we have and bringing us forward, removing anything negative from this early life and just dissolving all that stuff that we've got, so that anything that we have today that's not related to today, that's in the past, we want to dissolve. Okay, you want to do that? Okay, so close your eyes. White light of protection. Think about that ball of white light all over you. Breathe in that beautiful white light energy. And then release out all the negativity. Breathe in that white light energy that's raising your spiritual vibration. And then release out all the negativity. Feel that white light coming down over your head and your shoulders. And as that white light comes down over you, feel that soothing, relaxing feeling, that loving, protected feeling coming down over your chest and over your hips and your thighs and all the way down your legs and all the way down to the ground. What we're going to do is we're going to ask our spirit guide to go back with us through our past lives. We're going to go back down to the first past life where we've still got some unresolved issues. And we're going to go through all our past lives and leave any negative energy in the past. So we're going to go deeper and deeper down into our subconscious, and we're going to find ourselves back in our past life. Standing, looking down at that door, standing on those steps, we're going to go deeper and deeper into our subconscious. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. As you go down these steps, you're going deeper and deeper into your subconscious. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, look at that door. When you're ready, open that door and step outside. Deep inside your subconscious, deep into one of your past lives. Look down at your feet and look up your body. It might be the same one you just did. It might be another one. Look around you and see where you are and feel what's going on. Feel the energy. Feel whether you've got any fear, anxiety, anything that is bothering you. See what's going on around you. Where do you find yourself? See the situation and know that you are looking as an observer. You are no longer affected by their energy. You're simply looking at the situation. And you're going to leave all that negative energy in that past life. We're going to bring forward the wisdom, but we're going to leave behind anything that's holding us back. We're going to go forward in time to any other past life that has any other negative influence on this life. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to another time and place where there's any other feeling or energy. And look at that situation and tell yourself, I'm looking as an observer. I'm going to leave behind any negative energy. I'm going to absorb the lesson, but I'm going to leave this in a past life. And ask your spirit guides if there's any other past life or time we want to go to. If we do, let's go there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is there any other time and place where we're experiencing any negative feelings or energy? Let's know that all negativity we're going to leave in our past lives. Any difficult relationships, we're going to sever the cords, and we're going to leave any difficult relationships in our past lives, and we're going to bring through only the positive things, only the wisdom and the knowledge that we've learned. We are about to come into this life. We're now deciding what is going to be our purpose in this life. Find yourself right now in heaven, looking down at yourself and creating this beautiful life that you're going to have, this divine purpose that you're going to be living. Thinking about the wonderful things you're going to bring into your life. But let's dissolve off and leave any challenges, any negativity, anything that's no longer serving you. Now I want you to imagine your birthday in this life. You're about to be born. Think about the year that you were born. Your mum is about to give birth to you and you were in the womb. Think about being in the womb on your birthday. You feel completely protected and loved. You have the most exciting, beautiful life ahead of you. You've brought through all the wisdom that you're going to be using, all the talents that you're going to be using, and you've left behind anything negative. You're bringing through only the beautiful, positive things into this life. You're about to be born. You feel yourself coming down the birth canal. You're getting ready to be born. You feel wonderful and loved by your mom as you start to descend down the birth canal. Feel yourself coming down, coming further and further down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your first breath. Breathe in that beautiful life. You're going to have a fantastic life ahead of you. Feel and imagine yourself being held by your mother, caressed, feeling the love and warmth of all the beautiful spirits that are celebrating your life, that are all around you and excited that you have just joined this life. Think about as you're growing up, you're getting a little older, you're a little toddler, and as you do, you've got a beautiful, happy life. Leave behind anything negative that happened in this life. Let's just release that. Come up through as you're getting a little older, you're like 5 or 6, 7. As you're growing up a little older, anything negative, leave it behind. We're coming forward with only the positive things. As you come up to 10, 11, 12, you're growing up. See yourself as a little child. Leave behind anything negative that happened to you and only bring through the positive aspects of your life. Coming through as a teenager, go ahead and leave behind anything negative that happened. See yourself growing up with all the beautiful positive things that happened in your life and leaving anything negative behind. Now you come through into your 20s, you're growing older and older, and as you do, you leave behind any challenges and you bring forth all the beautiful things in your life until you're back in this day and age and time. You feel yourself back in your physical body. You feel yourself sitting on the chair. You feel your feet. You feel yourself in the chair. Come back physically. You are now here to live a wonderful, happy life with all the wisdom and the power that you have, with none of the negative stuff. You've left that behind. Open your eyes because it's time to go out there and live your soul purpose.